Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Guys, let's get into a update. So the funeral for Jennifer Harris, the manager at McDonald's, is going to be handled by the owner of the McDonald's establishment where she worked for 15 years. Yesterday, they had a vigil at the location, kind of like a healing for the community, an opportunity for the family to thank people who are supporting. Also, there's a GoFundMe. Um, it might be linked in here. Let's see. I'll have to find. I'm sure it's going to be easy to find, but let's get into this real quick, guys. And then we're going to also do a little update on what's going on with Ma'am, who was arrested, Miss Afeni Muhammad, and see if there's any updates on what's going on with her. She had her arraignment earlier this week. Um, and just, it's still, I'm sure, quite devastating for the family. It hasn't even been a full week, and I'm sure Jennifer's kids are still in shock. Okay, let's get into this video.
Loved ones of the single mother and McDonald's manager who was stabbed to death while on the job returned to the scene of the crime. This time they're honoring her life. Good evening. I'm Brandon Hudson.
And I'm Taryn Asher. It happened last week at the Eastpointe McDonald's. Her co-worker accused of killing her, leaving the community devastated. Fox News' Camila Mary joining us now live from this vigil. And wow, we see all the people behind you. It left a lot of people just truly asking a lot of questions, Camille.
Yeah, an absolutely horrible story we've been covering since the very beginning. And yes, as you can see, a lot of people here getting ready to honor her and pay tribute to Jennifer Harris, 39 years old, single mother of 6, loved by so many, a manager here for 15 years here at this McDonald's. I want you to take a look at her picture and some video from what happened on Thursday, and let's talk about that. I'm sure many of your viewers remember this happened on Thursday morning. She got into...
It's really sad because I'm sure the employees are just devastated. You have an employee who is working on the line with you, and then you have a manager who may have hired you, coached you, all of the things. It's such a tremendous and profound loss on many different levels. And also it just is a moment where it's like, who do you trust? You're there to do a job, but you're also working together in very much of a team environment. And it can only be, I'm sure it's just devastatingly scary because you just don't know if you can trust your coworkers and colleagues at this point, because it is scary, because you never know who's going to be on snap mode.
A sort of altercation with one of the employees. According to police, she sent that employee home because that employee was not doing their performed duties. This is all according to sworn testimony from a detective in court on Friday. So that employee leaves and comes back about 5 minutes later and allegedly stabs Jennifer Harris several times in the drive-through area inside. Somebody witnesses it. They are a CPL holder, and they've actually pulled up waiting for their food. They shot a gun into the air to try to stop everything, but it was too late. And then they actually held the suspect in custody at gunpoint until police were able to get there. Obviously, this is so devastating for so many people. We got a chance to talk to family members last week when this first happened. I want you to listen to some of this emotional sound from one of Jennifer Harris's oldest children. She is Antonio Griffin. Take a listen.
My mama was a good person. She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. She woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us. She was so good to everybody.
These statements are just so gut-wrenchingly sad. It's really, really horrible. These kids were blindsided, and mom is now gone.
Working woman, so kind. If anybody needed help, she would give you her last, give you the shirt off her back.
So here we are. This vigil is about to start at any moment. You can hear them announcing. We're going to be out here, of course, covering this entire thing and bring you the latest coming up tonight at 6. Reporting live in Eastpointe, Camila Mary, Fox 2 News.
Camille, is the McDonald's putting this on to honor this employee? I mean, we see so many people behind her. Are they also trying to raise money for the family since this was a single mother? She had several children, and obviously they are devastated.
Yes, and the owner of this franchise is actually paying for the whole funeral and has set up a trust for the family, for the 6 children. And there's a GoFundMe as well that we'll be putting on our website, fox2detroit.com. But yeah, McDonald's is part of this vigil. They moved it inside because of the heat. There's some beautiful red and white balloons that we're going to be seeing out in the air tonight at the end of this. But again, staying inside because of the heat and just trying to accommodate everybody here. But I think it's going to be a very moving ceremony. You can see all of us have pictures of stickers that they gave us to honor Jennifer Harris. So definitely a very touching scene here.
Yeah, our hearts go out to the family, that's for sure. And we'll talk to you a little.
Or a CPL holder, and they've
So
actually.
as you heard, McDonald's, the franchise owner, is going to pay for the funeral, has set up a trust. Real quick, let's pivot over to the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe has collected $13,887 so far. They were looking for a total of $16,000. I just did a quick search for GoFundMe Jennifer Harris. Basically they said, so hi. So Jennifer Harris, 39 years old, was a single mom of 6, had spent the last 15 years working at McDonald's. She was killed this morning, July 10th, around 8 a.m. In Eastpointe, Michigan, after another employee stabbed her. What led to the incident, Harris sent the employee home from work early, and within 5 minutes, she returned with a knife, stabbing her repeatedly. She didn't deserve what happened to her at all. She died trying to provide for her kids. She was a good person to everybody. Harris children would need help with everything. Anything counts. They need money to lay Harris to rest. And after financially for the kids, thank you to all. And they included some more pictures. So I will definitely include this in the description box, and very, very sad news. Let's also, so the news reporter mentioned the testimony of the police officer giving his account of what happened. Let's go there real quick. And if you have not seen this, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but let's hear his sworn testimony about what happened that day.
To the best of your information, knowledge, and belief, subject to penalties of perjury.
I do.
Put your hand down. With regard to the defendant, Afeni Muhammad, please set forth a factual basis for the warrant request.
Yes, Your Honor. 7/10/25, McDonald's employee Afeni Muhammad stabbed McDonald's manager Jennifer Harris multiple times with a kitchen knife at the McDonald's restaurant at 179219 Mile. Harris was not armed at the time and died of her injuries. Prior to the stabbing, Muhammad was sent home by Harris for not performing her work duties and told Harris, "I'll be back." Muhammad was arrested on scene and the knife was recovered. Muhammad admitted that she intended to kill Harris and stated that after she was sent home, she drove to a nearby park, decided to come back and stab Harris with a knife that she had inside of her vehicle. When Muhammad returned to stab Harris, she entered the back entrance with a hooded mask over her face in an attempt to conceal her identity and attempted to flee the scene after the stabbing, but was stopped by an armed customer.
Wow. That's the factual, that's according to the statements on the scene and the information that was given to the judge, so the judge would sign the warrant and move forward with this bail hearing.
And the requested charges are murder in the first degree, count 2, dangerous weapon, carrying with unlawful intent, and there's a habitual second notice offense. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
The habitual second notice offense is a situation, I believe, that occurred in Virginia. I guess based on their background check, this is not the first time that this woman has stabbed someone, and now she has stabbed and killed. So, she's basically graduated to the next level, which now she's standing accused of murder.
The warrant is being signed and we can proceed to arraignment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Calling file number 25354, People versus Afeni Badu Mohammed. Council appearances for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sean Haynes, on behalf of the people.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Please, this honorable court, may I take the time hearing on behalf of Mrs. Mohammed, who does appear via Zoom.
Your name, please, ma'am.
Afeni Mohammed.
Very good. You're here today for arraignment on the charges of murder in the first degree, premeditated, count 2, carrying a weapon with unlawful intent, and a habitual second notice. Mr. Licata, how does your client wish to proceed?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. At this time, my client is asking the court to enter a not guilty plea, and this matter set for a probable cause conference at the preliminary exam. I have advised my client of her rights, as well as the charges against her and the potential penalties. We are ready to proceed on those grounds.
Very good. Ma'am, do you understand the nature of the charges against you to your satisfaction after talking to your attorney?
Yes.
Very good. I will go ahead and enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Are you requesting a court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
I will appoint an attorney to represent you. We'll set this matter for a probable cause conference on July 23rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. The preliminary examination will be on July 30th, 2025 at 1 p.m. As to bond, Mr. Licata.
Okay, so as far as bond is concerned, you may or may not know, but she got a $25 million bond, which is by cash or surety. So this was the press release from the Macomb County prosecutor. So let's get into it. Worker arraigned for allegedly killing manager at McDonald's. McClemens, Michigan. Macomb County prosecutor Peter Lucido announced the 26-year-old Afeni Badu Mohammed of Eastpointe was arraigned today on charges for alleged stabbing of her manager, Jennifer Harris of Mount Clemens, at McDonald's restaurant in Eastpointe, Michigan, Thursday, July 10th, 2025. I think I said Friday, but it's Thursday, so my bad. On Friday, July 11th, Mohammed was arraigned on the 38th District Court in Eastpointe before Judge Kathleen Galen on the following charges: first-degree premeditated murder and mandatory life without parole offense, carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent, a 5-year felony. Judge Galen set the bond at $25 million, cash surety only. If bond is posted, Mohammed must wear a steel cuff tether, so one that cannot be cut off. Report daily to community corrections. No drugs or alcohol use with testing. No contact with any of the victim's family, and cannot return to McDonald's. Mohammed is currently held in the Macomb County Jail. A probable cause conference for Mohammed is set for Wednesday, July 23rd with Judge Galen. Mohammed's preliminary exam is set for Wednesday, July 30th. It is alleged that in the morning of Thursday, July 11th, Harris, the McDonald's manager, sent Mohammed home from her job prior to the end of her scheduled shift. Mohammed returned with a knife. She entered the McDonald's through the employee entrance while wearing a mask. She assaulted Harris, stabbing her multiple times. The customer at the drive-thru window was lawfully carrying a concealed weapon. The customer fired a weapon to try to stop the assault. Mohammed then fled to her vehicle and was followed by the armed customer. The customer held Mohammed at gunpoint until the Eastpointe police arrived on the scene. The victim, Jennifer Harris, was 39 years old and a mother of 6. She worked at McDonald's for 15 years. This was an absolutely senseless and heartbreaking tragedy. A life was taken in an act of unimaginable violence. The victim leaves behind 6 children, 6 young lives that will now grow up without a parent. This isn't a statistic. This is a family shattered, a future forever altered. It is deeply troubling that we continue to see violence used in this as a response to conflict. How have we reached a point where for some the solution to a disagreement or problem is to pick up a weapon instead of finding a way to resolve differences peacefully? This should not be normal and it must not be accepted as the status quo. Our office is committed to pursuing justice for the victim and the family. People have to understand that their lives and the lives of others have value. This tragedy should serve as a call to action for us, the Macomb County prosecutor, Peter J. Lucido. The Macomb County Prosecutor's Office represents the people. We are committed to achieving justice and following the laws of the state of Michigan. All that are accused of a crime are presumed innocent until proven guilty. So, ma'am is over at the jailhouse. Let's pull this up. She has been charged. Do I see her 2 charges? Okay, she has. So yeah, the steel cuff tether, murder in the first degree. They said they were giving her 2 different charges. 26 years old. It's really unfortunate. Okay. All right, let's go here really quick, guys, and see. This is a little bit of her Instagram. We talked about this the other day, but let's get into this here. To my channel, we are over here at the official Risen Phoenix Afeni Muhammad's channel. You know, Afeni was arrested recently for the murder of Jennifer Harris in Eastpointe, Michigan. It's a suburb of Detroit. Let's just go back through her timeline. We did go through it on a live stream recently, but let's get into it real quick and then we'll pop over to her YouTube. If you see it here on her Instagram, we'll pop over to her YouTube. She actually has a music video. You know, she's an artist. But this lady is quite disturbed. It has been alleged that this was possibly the mask. This is the hoodie that she turned back and came back into the McDonald's with when she attacked her supervisor. This is just absolutely nuts. Now, we've all seen this.
Yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids since it's an ad. Well, you know, telling us that, like, the fuck you telling us you pulled a gun out on your kids for? You sound like a fucking psychopath. That's what I wanted to tell her.
Now, that is a detail that's been coming up in my comments on previous videos where this woman is talking about the situation that's happening at McDonald's. She's talking about Jennifer Harris. She's saying that Jennifer talked to her employees about some situations that happened at home, one of which where maybe she pulled her gun out on her kids. We don't know if that happened. We know that Jennifer's dead. And we also know that this person attacked her with a kitchen knife of a significant size blade. So whether that's true or not, the bottom line is I don't know that her word is going to stand over the word of the deceased and the person who was attacked just for doing their job. So this is another post where she was complaining. All of these are already in my timeline. Specifically, okay, so that's her at McDonald's putting up some stock. There was one that specifically, this with the dead bird, that was absolutely strange. Just handling that dead bird like that. Okay, let's hear this one.
I was wrongfully treated today at work. I was literally physically tapped on a lot of times. My name kept getting called.
Hopefully you guys can hear this.
I kept getting stabbed.
I just want to say this really quick is some of the feedback I've seen in the comments is, are taking, look, you can't, it's easy to take sides because some people are taking the side of the victim. Some people are taking the side of this disgruntled employee who snapped, who had it. At the end of the day, this could have been a toxic perfect storm where maybe there was a particular management style that worked for some but didn't work for her. And is every manager perfect? No, but nobody deserves to be hacked and stabbed, bludgeoned at their workplace. And Afeni had many opportunities to make different decisions about that day or even her employment. So I'm not saying that she should have quit, but that was also an option, right? But it's weird that because she has a video diary and Jennifer Harris doesn't, it's well, this happened. We don't know if Afeni is lying or this is stretching the truth based on what other employees will have to say. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because when they interview each person at the McDonald's to understand this dynamic, we may get a very different story. Just because she's got a video diary and says that certain things were happening at the job place doesn't mean that that's actually the case.
Sabotaged, tempted, so my button can get pressed and I can go out of character. So although I went out of character, all I could say was stop talking to me. That's all I could say. Stop talking to me.
She was losing it.
And to walk into my space still bothering me, and I said, get away from me. Please get out of my space if you don't mind. I can't talk right now, and you still continue to touch me. That made me very unhappy. It was ridiculous. Because I know that I'm a great person. Being who you want to be. I'm letting you know, straight out. Accept me for who I am. Accept me for who I am. Accept me for who I am. I don't even gotta pretend. Know that I gotta do what it takes to make it out there on that stage. When lunatics approach my way, talking about to come here, little lady. I tune that shit out right through the stratosphere. Drop from the top of the ladder. I swear it felt like my life. Damn, it felt wrong.
Okay, guys, this gives you a little bit of an idea of what she had going on and what the vibe was. Let's go back a little bit.
What? Well, so long. You may carry on. Maybe they're held back for too long. In fact, I now remember that I am strong. Accept me for who I am. Accept me. To do my life benefits for you that spread the light.
Okay. Y'all, this is clearly a developing situation. She again, disgruntled employee. She was very upset at what was going on, and let's get back to the balloon release for Jennifer Harris.
Murdered at her. Tributes continue to pour in for a mother of 6 murdered at her job. 39-year-old Jennifer Harris stabbed to death at an Eastpointe McDonald's just last week.
Police say she sent an employee home early, and that employee accused of returning to kill Harris. It happened at the McDonald's on 9 Mile and Schroeder.
Tonight, a balloon release being held in the late mother's honor right outside the restaurant. 7 News Detroit reporter Demetrius Sanders joining us live now for this very special tribute. Demetrius?
Well, we're here outside of the McDonald's where Jennifer Harris had her life taken. She's also known as Jamma, and there's dozens of community members showing up in honor of the mother of 6. Now, I want to give you a closer look at some of the crowds that have gathered here so far. In just a few moments, they will release balloons, and there's obviously lots of emotion as they remember Harris, who has been described as hardworking, kind, and someone who deeply cared about her family. Now, last Thursday, Authorities say Harris, who was a manager at this Eastpointe McDonald's, sent an employee home. That's when the employee allegedly returned to the McDonald's and stabbed Harris multiple times, resulting in her death. Now, the suspect accused of the killing is 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad, who is now facing a first-degree murder charge, and her bond has been set at $25 million. I just had a chance to speak with Harris's family and others who say, here's what they had to say about her life.
Supposed to die before her, not me bearing my own child and stuff. That don't make no sense. Because she ain't even supposed to be, we ain't even supposed to be going through this. It's really hard for me. Because it's like, I'm driving. I don't even know where I'm going half the time. I get lost every time just thinking about what happened to her and stuff. It's not really fair. We need her back, but we can't have her back.
Now, if you would like to support Harris's 6 children, an online fundraiser has been created. We have a link to it on our website, WXYZ.com. We will have more on today's balloon release and our shows later tonight. But for now, live in Eastpointe, Demetrius Sanders, 7 News Detroit.
Our hearts go out to that family. So many emotions. Demetrius, thank you. We'll look forward to more on this.
Tonight, the Eastpointe community mourning a mother of 6 killed on the job by a coworker. 39-year-old Jennifer Harris was a manager at the McDonald's on 9 Mile in Schroeder and Eastpointe. Police say she sent an employee home early who then returned and stabbed her to death. We heard from one of Harris's 6 children on Thursday, hours after it happened.
We met the lady and everything. I don't understand why she had to kill her. Why take our mama from us? You knew we loved each other.
Tonight, Harris's friends and coworkers gathering at the Eastpointe McDonald's where she worked and where she was killed. The group prayed for Jennifer and for her 6 children.
I love you, Jen. Love you. I love you so much. I hope you get your rest that you deserve. It was gone too soon, but you don't really deserve to go home like this. This was a bad tragedy on your family, on your kids.
I called her Jen. On my second job, I would do a little door dashing in the Grosse Pointe area. She worked at another McDonald's, and she would always feed me every day for months at a time.
The suspect, 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad, is charged with first-degree premeditated murder. If convicted, she could spend the rest of her life in prison.
Okay, guys. So horrible set of circumstances, very much a tragedy. And I will definitely keep you guys up to date on what is going on here. Make sure that if you're new here and you would like to continue to get updates on this and many other stories, make sure to subscribe to this channel, set your notifications, and I'll see you next time I go live or post another video. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.